Hi, my name is Suzanne Price. I am the author of the dating books called How to Turn That First Glance into a Date and How to Turn That First Date into Happily Ever After. I'm also the founder of the Real Relationship Revolution. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about what to talk about on a first date. And I'm going to start by talking about what not to talk about on a first date. In saying that, the only thing that I would really discourage you from talking about is your past and present dating experiences, your dating history. When people go out on a date, very often they are going out with the intentions of meeting someone that they're hoping to develop a relationship with. And I say very often because it's not always the case. It does seem as though there's a lot of people now, especially using internet dating sites, who set up endless dates and literally use it as a revolving door of meeting people that they literally are spending their lives in the company of strangers. But as I was saying, there's still a lot of people who are looking to meet somebody to have a relationship with. And when you get into that discussion of dating experiences, dating history, and dating habits, it can actually be a real turn-off and a real conversation killer. Let's face it, anybody who is looking to start a relationship, they are certainly not going to be looking to spend time with a player. And internet dating has sort of opened up this opportunity where people can now have so much access to meet so many people in a very short period of time. And some people actually feel that they're doing very well by going out on many random dates. One of the things with internet dating is we tend to come to a place in a conversation, or really any date it can happen, we come to a place in a conversation where the conversation starts to die down and we have a bit of a lull, and the only thing that a lot of people can think about is starting that conversation or asking that question, how is your internet dating experience? And it can actually go downhill from there. When I used to go out on internet dates myself, I became very aware of this, and I consciously made an effort to try never to ask that question. And very often, even if somebody else did, if the other person did, I would usually say, let's not talk about that yet. It can make fun conversation later on, but it can actually end a potential relationship by giving the impression that you're out there dating all the time, as opposed to looking or having any sort of intention of meeting somebody for an actual relationship. Some really good things to talk about, keeping it light, is to really try. Small talk is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with getting started with small talk. Just always watching out for the cues to sort of elaborate or make things interesting. Ask the other person how they like to spend their time. You can ask them what they like about their work, or what sort of hobbies they have, or really how they like to spend their time. Sometimes we can get a little stumped on this too, so make the questions a little bit more interesting by saying things like, okay, what would be your perfect vacation? Or if you had a day off and you could do absolutely anything, what would it be? So, because very often people may have a lot of interests that they're not participating in now, or they've had to put on hold, or things that they've done in the past and would like to do again. But just because they're not doing them now, it can make them seem a little bit uninteresting. But by asking questions like this, you can really start to bring the best out of a person. And as well, it's a good opportunity for you when you're talking about the things that you're interested in. It gives the other person that opportunity, that you can be dropping some little breadcrumbs on that other person as they get involved in the conversation. If they're really interested in what you're talking about, you can always suggest that this is something that they do again in the future. Another question that I really like to ask, especially if things are going really well. I may ask a person, what is the one thing that you would really like me to know about you? And that kind of opens up the opportunity for them to express themselves. Keeping in mind that first dates are often very uncomfortable for people, and they're not necessarily going to share a lot. So it's really, really important that if you are connecting with somebody, if you do like somebody, if you know that there's good rapport, it's really, really important that you turn that first date into a second date. And it's really important that you do it within the time that you are together on that date. Try not to ever walk away from a date with somebody that you really like without setting up a time to see them again. Because as soon as you do that, it doesn't matter how much you like each other, there comes a wall of fear, and people start to wonder what happened, if you're actually, why things didn't go one step further. And even if you connect with them later, by then they may have a bit of fear of rejection around the idea that you never made that plan to see each other again. So my advice is always try to turn that first date at least into a second date. So drop some breadcrumbs and pick up on some cues, make some suggestions of things that you could do if you were to see each other again, and try to turn that first date at least into a second. And then you'll start to build a bit of a comfort level and trust between you. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. I'll have a webinar coming up soon, so please remember to sign up for that if you're interested. If you have any great ideas, please feel free to leave a comment below. You can contact me through my websites, makeadatewithme.com or therealrelationshiprevolution.com. Anyways, hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye.